noble idea he had in college is now his bread and butter. Yes, Abhinav here is a startup founder and his startup is called Live Braille. It's actually a tiny little device which one can wear on their hands as a ring, and it is aimed at helping the visually challenged get a smarter, actually a much smarter alternative to the age-old concept of a cane. Hi Abhinav, welcome to our YouTube channel on Digit, and say hi to our audiences.
Hey guys.
So Abhinav, tell us about your startup. What do you guys do? Where did your journey begin? And what is Live Braille?
So Live Braille is a brand for the visually challenged. We basically make wearable devices for the blind. So it's an electronic travel aid that a blind person can simply wear on his finger, and he can basically walk freely because the device helps him sense obstacles, how far they are, where they are, and what kind of obstacle is it. Is it a human being? Is that a wall? Or maybe.
So how small is the device? If maybe we can have a look. It's a tiny little device that fits in your hand as a ring?
Yes. So it's almost of the size of maybe a big ring. So it's almost this big. So when you just wear it, you can just simply move your fingers to sense obstacles in all directions.
So explain a little bit about the tech behind it. How does one sense the obstacles? What kind of feedback does the ring provide to the visually impaired person that he can sense that there's an obstacle in front of him?
Right. So there are two things. One is sonar. It works on sound bouncing. So basically what happens is that it sends sound beams, and depending on the distance, the time it takes for the sound to come back, it's the distance. Right. So what happens, sensors sense the distance, and that whole signal is processed. And depending on the time the sound takes to travel, the amount of sound that comes back, the person receives a haptic feedback. It's a kind of a high definition version of vibration.
Just to explain to you guys, a haptic feedback is something like a vibration, a phone vibration that you normally would feel on your smartphones. Is that what you mean by haptic feedback? That's the kind of
exactly. It's pretty much similar to that, but this device is immersion certified. So what happens with that is that we can create different haptic codes. So we have an option of creating, we have an array of 117 characters that we can say just by different kind of haptic feedbacks. Like a strong one, short one, sharp one, hard one, ramp down, a lot of options we have.
So the visually impaired person actually has to train first to get used to a device like this, I'm guessing?
Yes. It's almost like a new language that a person feels. It's a language of being felt through haptics.
So tell us about how you started with the whole idea of coming up with something like Live Braille, coming up with a tiny device that would help the visually impaired. What inspired you to create a device like this?
So in my college days, we were brought into a competition which was about creating devices for the blind people. So we saw that everybody on the planet is making smart canes, canes with sensors, canes with sonars, all those things. But at the end of the day, it's an incremental change. People have been using canes to give them smarter, heavier canes. So we thought, why not create something which completely removes that whole age-old concept of chhadi, right?
So no chhadi is needed anymore. I mean, with the Live Braille Mini, that's what your product is called, the Live Braille Mini, using which one does not need to use a cane at all?
Yes, it's a leap in that direction. So all of our products are cane independent. The person need not actually carry a cane to basically use that product.
It must be difficult for people to adjust to a non-cane environment suddenly, with a product like this, because they've obviously never seen something like this before.
It's, it's almost the feeling that you actually, if you suddenly get wings, you're scared to go that up high with those wings, but you really love it. So you want to use it and you really want to get trained on it. So people pick up really fast on this.
Let's talk a little bit more about the tech part of Live Braille Mini. How does it work? What kind of sensors does it deploy?
So it uses sonar-based sensors. As I said, it works on sound. So the sensor works at 50 times a second.
You have also some proximity sensors placed, or is that also done by the sonar sensor?
That's done by sonar.
All right.
And then we have a haptic system, a processing system. Our processing system is also unique. It's got a dual processing system. So if there's a failure somewhere, it constantly checks the whole device. If there's a failure in the sensing system, if the device is wet, it's short-circuited. If the battery is low, battery is going to be low.
Is there a GPS unit in the device? Is it GPS based?
Not in this one. But the next unit which we are exporting is having a GPS embedded.
Great. So guys, we're just going to take a look at how they assemble the Live Braille Mini over here. This is their office. This is a startup's office. This is what it looks like, and this is the team right here that's assembling the Live Braille Mini currently. Abhinav, take us through the assembly process. What exactly are these guys doing, and how does the product come together in this small office of yours?
Right. So our whole manufacturing is really smart. What happens is that the whole product is completely digital. There's nothing analog in that. We get the entire board, which is the panel that right there, that gets manufactured outside India. Once that comes to our place, we assemble.
Where outside India are you manufacturing?
It's in the US.
Okay, so are you contracted with a particular company in the US that's
We have an
doing this
office.
for you?
We have an
you
office.
have an office there?
Yes. So what happens that these boards get completely manufactured there. Over here, we basically assemble them.
And what do the boards hold? If you just like break it down for the common man, you know.
If the live Braille was a laptop, the board is the motherboard. So it's like it's the one that has all the RAM, all the CPU, all those things.
What about the sensors?
Sensors, yes, they get attached separately.
Okay.
The sensors, the batteries, the haptic drive units, all these three components gets attached separately.
And that happens right here at this table?
That happens here, yes,
Okay.
that happens here.
What kind of battery life are we looking at in the Live Braille Mini?
We're looking at close to 6 hours.
Okay,
6
close to
hours.
6 hours of continuous usage,
Yes,
right?
continuous
Nobody
usage.
goes out for a 6-hour long walk.
Yes. So it's usually in our usage, it's about 1 week of battery backup. The charges are on weekends. It
Okay.
works really well.
Also, I see a 3D printer over here. So what does this exactly do?
So what happens is that we realize that it's a wearable device, and everybody has got different preferences. I want a ring in white color, I want a ring in black color. So whenever we deal with bulk orders, we basically ask our buyers to say, okay, how many kids do you have? How many aged people do you have? Do you have people who are having really huge hands? Because that's normal, that's natural.
Yeah.
So accordingly, we print the rings. All our rings at the back are printed, and they get attached to our device over there, and they get tested on that dummy hand. So we
Okay.
basically check the fixture.
So if we can just have a look.
Yeah,
at
so we
this.
have a dummy hand over
So
here.
that's your device right there. That's the Live Braille Mini. Obviously, it's missing one of the
Yes,
rings
yes.
right now, but we're gonna take a closer look at the device also soon. So yeah, just take us through what exactly, how is this assembled? How does this come together here?
Yes, so what happens is there are two parts of this. This is the front case, this is the back case. Inside we have the electronics. This gets sandwiches. There are two screws that get stored from here. Eventually we put this ring in, it locks in, and we basically have different sizes of fingers. This is thin but not wide. This is wide and thin. Different sizes, different shapes, different orientations, because this is actually my hand scanned.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So what happens is basically we fit it into different positions, and we
Did
check
you
whether
3D print the handstand as well?
Yes, this
It
is
looks like it's 3D printed.
we 3D scanned it and we 3D
Okay.
printed.
Okay.
So in fact, in our expensive devices, we even have the option that you can actually get it printed according to your hand.
scan.
Your scan.
Okay.
We can do
But
that.
for that somebody will have to actually come down to your place and get their hand scanned.
No, we have an app on the phone, so you can scan it with
Okay.
the phone. Yeah,
All right.
you can do that.
Great.
So we check the fitting and it's done. Once this is checked, we put the second ring,
Okay.
and that's checked on all the fingers, and that's finalized. It goes ahead.
So this is right here, the Live Braille Mini. This is the product that is finally assembled over here. Great initiative for the Make in India, Assemble in India drive also. What about the ring itself? Is it durable? Is it, will it last me, or will it
Yes.
just keep tearing off?
This is implantable silicone.
Okay.
So it cannot get damaged.
So how do
easily.
you 3D print with implantable silicone? Do you have like...
We have the material. So this is
Okay.
this is a custom material that we've built for this.
Okay.
This material gets extruded into this particular ring.
All right.
So we get the rings here. Once the rings are done, the whole device is ready. So then what happens is this device is ready, but it's got nothing inside. There's no code, there's no firmware inside. It's almost like a dead device.
All right.
Then we have a complete programming station where we
All right.
basically
So
program
right
this whole
here
device.
he's programming the codes into it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So he basically flashes all the devices.
All right.
Once the devices are flashed, they eventually go to the assembly, into the packaging. We package them up, and they're ready to ship.
Okay, so you have like a 4-man team right here doing all the packaging, assembling, everything else
Yes.
right from here. So Abhinav, Live Braille sounds really great, and I would actually love to see the device in action. But before that, let's quickly see one assembled right here. So now that we've seen how Live Braille is actually made and assembled right here in Chandigarh in a really small office which you guys just got a look at, we're going to speak to somebody who's been using Live Braille, because we actually wanted to find out how convenient is it to use this device. So I have with me Kishore. Kishore is a class 7 student. He studies here at the Institute for the Blind in Chandigarh, where we are shooting right now. And Kishore is going to just tell us what his experience has been like while wearing Live Braille. Kishore, हम चलते चलते थोड़ी बातें करें?
हाँ जी।
आप मुझे बताओ, आप कब से लाइव ब्रेल यूज़ कर रहे हो?
मैं लाइब्रेरी पिछले साल से यूज़ कर रहा हूँ।
अच्छा, तो अभी 1 साल हो गया आपको यूज़ करते हुए लाइव ब्रेल?
हाँ जी।
और कैसा है आपका एक्सपीरियंस, कैसा है यूज़ करते हुए लाइव ब्रेल? आपको कन्वीनियंट लगता है? ऑब्स्टिकल्स का पता चलता है आपके सामने?
हाँ जी, पता चल जाता है।
तो कैसे कितना टाइम लगा आपको एडजस्ट करने में? इसको ट्रेनिंग के लिए कितना टाइम लगा आपको?
मुझे इसे सीखने में
हाँ, कितना टाइम लगा सीखने में आपको?
2-3 हफ्ते।
2-3 हफ्ते लगे?
हाँ जी।
आपको किन जगहों पे सबसे बेस्ट लगता है इसको यूज़ करना? कहाँ पे आप इसको यूज़ कर सकते हैं सबसे बेस्ट तरीके से? जब आप बाहर जाते हैं, क्या कौन सी एक्टिविटीज़ में यू यूज़ इट?
ये कहीं भीड़ वाली जगह पे जाए तो सही है।
अच्छा, और खेलते समय आप यूज़ करते हैं इसको?
खेलते समय बहुत कम करते हैं क्योंकि खेलते खेलते कहीं गिर जाए तो फिर पता नहीं लगेगा।
हाँ, क्योंकि फिंगर से कभी कभी गिर सकता है ना, थोड़ा लूज टाइप फिटिंग है इसकी।
हाँ जी, थोड़ी बहुत तो लूज़ है।
अच्छा, तो चलते चलते या फिर खड़े हुए कहीं कहीं कई बार गिर जाता है ना?
अगर फिंगर को थोड़ा सा ऐसे कर ले
हाँ।
तो नहीं गिरता।
अभी जैसे आप इसको यूज़ कर रहे हो, अभी आपको ये वॉल और अभी पता चल रहा है आपके आसपास कोई है?
हाँ जी।
तो क्योंकि आपको सेंसर फीडबैक दे रहा है,
हाँ जी।
तो कौन से क्या क्या डिफरेंट इसके मोड्स हैं, वाइब्रेशंस हैं, जिससे आपको पता चलता है कि कोई है या कोई ऑब्जेक्ट है कि कोई पर्सन है? कैसे पता चलता है आपको?
जैसे अगर कोई सामने चीज़ हो,
हाँ।
अगर ज़्यादा दूर हो तो धीरे धीरे वाइब्रेशन करेगा।
अच्छा।
और जैसे जैसे वो पास आती जाए
हाँ।
वाइब्रेशन तेज़ होती जाएगी।
अच्छा।
तो इससे पता लग जाएगा कोई चीज़ है।
अच्छा।
और जिधर खाली जगह हो उधर ये वाइब्रेशन नहीं करेगा, वहाँ से हम जा सकते हैं।
अच्छा, तो ये कितना डिस्टेंस तक आपको बता सकता है, आपको पता है?
ये लगभग 4 मीटर।
हाँ, यू आर राइट, 3 मीटर्स हमें बोला गया है कि 3 मीटर्स तक बता सकता है। तो किशोर, आप मुझे ये बताइए कि भागते समय आपकी ये अगर डिवाइस वेल फिटेड हो आपके हाथ पे, तो भागते समय आप इसको यूज़ कर सकते हैं फिर?
अगर ये बिल्कुल टाइट हो।
बिकॉज जो स्टार्टअप है वो लोग ये बोलते हैं कि इसको पहन के काफ़ी लोग भाग भी सकते हैं।
हाँ जी, वो भाग के मैंने भी देखा है, लेकिन
हाँ।
अगर कई बार गिर जाए तो मुश्किल हो जाती है।
अच्छा,
अगर ये टाइट रहे तो बिल्कुल सही है।
गिर जाए तो फिर ढूंढने में मुश्किल होती होगी ना डिवाइस को,
हाँ जी।
कि कहाँ गिर गया है।
हाँ जी।
तो उसके लिए ये लोग एक बटन या बीप कुछ करेंगे इंटीग्रेट, कह रहे थे कि आगे जाके नए मॉडल में एक बटन या कोई बीप होएगी जिससे आपको पता चल जाएगा जब भी ये गिरेगा। तो बट आपको क्या लगता है कि जो लोग केन्स यूज़ करते हैं उससे ये बेहतरीन है कि केन बेटर है यूज़ करने में?
अब बाहर की तरफ से देखें तो ये हल्का है, तो ये हाथ में आराम से आता है। केन भारी है, तो
But,
जिन्हें केन अच्छा
हाँ।
यूज़ करना अच्छा लगता है तो उन्हें केन अच्छा लगता है।
बट आप क्या सोचते हैं कि कोई जिनको केन अच्छा लगता है वो इस पे शिफ्ट हो सकते हैं फ्यूचर में? केन को एकदम छोड़ के सिर्फ इस डिवाइस पे शिफ्ट हो सकता है?
केन को एकदम तो छोड़ना मुश्किल है।
आपने अपने एक्सपीरियंस में आपको कितना फ्रीडम महसूस होता है अगर आप ये यूज़ करते हो? क्या नहीं होता है फ्रीडम महसूस, कि आपको डर लगता है कि ये मेरे हाथ से कहीं गिर गया तो क्या हो जाएगा? आपका अपना एक्सपीरियंस कैसा है इसके साथ?
इसमें मेरा एक्सपीरियंस तो अच्छा है क्योंकि मैंने ज़्यादा केन भी यूज़ नहीं की है, तो मैं इसी को यूज़ कर रहा हूँ, तो मेरे हिसाब से तो सही है।
कभी आपके साथ ऐसा हुआ है कि इसकी बैटरी ख़त्म हो गई हो यूज़ करते समय? 1 साल से आप यूज़ कर रहे हो?
ऐसा तो कभी नहीं हुआ मेरे साथ।
कभी बैटरी नहीं ख़त्म हुई? और चार्जिंग कौन करता है इसकी? आप खुद आके चार्ज पे लगाते हो उसको?
हाँ जी।
और कितने घंटे चल जाता है आपको अगर आप एक बार पहनो एक दिन में? तो यूजुअली कितने घंटे चल जाता है?
मैंने ज़्यादा देर से यूज़ नहीं किया, जितनी देर किया उतनी
हाँ।
देर तो सही से चला है।
बट 1 साल से आप यूज़ कर रहे हो ना, आप कह रहे हो उसे?
हाँ जी।
तो 1 साल में 1 दिन, 2 दिन, 3 दिन तो आपने यूज़ किया होगा इसको?
लगातार नहीं किया।
अच्छा।
जब भी यूज़ करता उससे पहले इसे चार्ज कर लेता हूँ मैं।
अच्छा, थैंक यू किशोर हमसे बात करने के लिए। आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे हमारी ऑडियंस से? यूट्यूब पे लोगों को हेलो बोलना चाहेंगे? ये वीडियो यूट्यूब पे जाएगा।
मैं यही कहूँगा कि इसे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग यूज़ करके देखें, अगर उन्हें अच्छा लगता है तो और ज़्यादा लोगों को बोलें कि यूज़ करें।
I guess a little bit more refining and a little bit more work is required as far as this is concerned. As Kishore said, it's a little difficult to put it on the hand. Even if he puts it on his hand, it's easily slidable. Kishore can't wear this and play. I'm sure there are different sizes that Livebraille can make these minis in, but still I feel that maybe a little more attention to detail is still required. they're still a young company. It's about 6 months old, their startup. So I feel a little bit more innovation and a little bit more attention to detail as far as the devices are concerned. है ना किशोर? थोड़ी attention to detail होनी चाहिए ना? थोड़ा और better बना सकते हैं ना इसको?
बनाना चाहे तो बना सकते हैं,
बनाना चाहे तो कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, है ना? तो चलो इसी on this note we are just gonna end this, and it was great coming here, meeting you, Kishore. Thank you so much for talking to us. And these are the inspiring startups from corners of India that, you know, make you sit up and think that this is the kind of innovation that's actually needed in our country. These are the kind of startups that actually should get funding in our country. I am a very big fan of hardware startups, especially when it's for a social cause and a good cause like this. So at this, I'm going to leave you guys. Keep tuning into our YouTube channel for more such videos.